good evening, everybody. I'm David, and this is Take Two Radio Soaps in Review. And I got some good news and I got some bad news. The bad news is our Barefoot Blonde 5, CAROLYN, was unable to make it with us tonight. And our very own Belinda GT has taken ill and sends her love to all of our listeners tonight. That's the bad news. The good news is the guys are invading your airwaves.
Woohoo!
And I have with me right now Mr. Casey Stephen Hutchinson.
Hello,
How you doing,
hello,
sir?
everyone. I'm doing wonderful. What about yourself, David?
We'll see after this podcast.
Oh, goodness.
Casey and I are going to give you the best of what we got tonight of all four soaps: Bold and the Beautiful, Days of Our Lives, General Hospital, and The Young and the Restless. And we also have, hopefully, cross our fingers, I did get a text. Michael Thomas from Soap Opera News is supposed to be joining us at the top of this hour to give you the latest in soap news. So I have not. I know he got my last tweet, so I'm hoping he's trying to make his way in here. While we wait, Casey, why don't you tell us about the project, about the last of our last show of the year, what you would like for all of us?
So, I got into contact with our amazing leader and creator, Pam, who all of our viewers have heard about throughout just about every show we've done. Anyway, we were talking and we decided that December 28th, on the last Soaps and Review episode of this year, that we would do a best and worst of 2017 podcast. It's the first one that Soaps and Review has ever done. And what we're going to do is we're going to look back on the whole entire year of soaps. We're going to look at who was the best of the best and the worst of the worst. And it's going to be great fun. So, yeah, December 28th, just put your Christmas sweaters on and the last time you can use them of the year, and make some hot chocolate and join us for that awesome podcast. I think it's going to be great fun, and I can't wait to see what everybody has for their best and worst. So, yeah, there's the little tease of our last show of the year, but it's very fastly approaching. So all co-hosts, have your list ready.
All co-hosts have your list ready. This should be a fun event for us.
No, I think it will be. And fingers crossed, if we like it so much, that will make it an annual thing for hopefully as long as soaps last. Unless we have one, then God forbid we get so desperate where we count down the best and worst to one show. Unless it's General Hospital, because they have a cast of, currently 72 people between contract and recurring, then we could do it for that soap, I guess.
Okay, and we can do that. And I'd also like to make an announcement, if we can fit it in, on our December 14th episode, podcast, I have gotten the go-ahead, so to speak, if we can fit it in. That will be our Christmas episode, and I'd like pass this around to all the guests, and we want call-ins. For your best Christmas storyline on daytime.
Ooh, that's going to be a good one. That was a good idea. Now I'm excited for that.
So all of the ones, and Casey, I know you've seen just about as many as I have. So this ought to be pretty interesting.
I already have mine picked out, writing it down right now so I remember. So, yeah, I can't wait for that. I think that Christmas show is going to be great fun. And, yeah, like David said, all our viewers, listeners, call in that day. I'm sure it's going to be great fun to hear from all of you on our Christmas show and hear what you've thought of Christmases and soaps throughout the years. So, yeah, any word on Michael, David?
I do not see him yet.
Do you want to start discussing maybe The Bold and the Beautiful until he arrives to give us all the soap news?
Yes, why don't we get started on The Bold and the Beautiful?
All right.
We have pretty much to discuss there.
Yeah, we have a lot to discuss. So, yeah, The Bold and the Beautiful, a soap I have a lot to say about. I just want to start by saying I'm loving the Bill and Steffi reconnection, so to speak, just because they were previously involved. I love that those two finally went ahead and took a dip in the sheets, and I'm loving the acting from Jacqueline McInnes Wood. I think she's definitely got an Emmy reel to submit now. Yeah, and I just love that they've got this hot secret, and I really hope it turns into a full-fledged affair, because this is a couple in the making for a really long time, and I wanted Bold and Beautiful to explore more between Steffi and Bill, and I'm really glad they're doing that now.
Yeah, I am too, but do you think this is going to continue? Or is the secret going to loom?
I think they're
going to continue?
probably... Yeah, I think they're probably going to go for an affair just because, fans everywhere have wanted this couple for a really long time. They wanted Steffi and Bill to really get hot and heavy because back in, I want to say 2010 was the first time they kissed or whatever, maybe even 2009, I can't really remember. But they really didn't get to go full on, let's get hot and heavy in the original incarnation of the storyline. So I'm hoping that we can now explore this more. I'm hoping they do a full-fledged affair. I think it would really be hot. They're both hot people. They're both very seductive people, and yeah, I hope Brad writes the hell out of a good affair story between Steffi and Bill.
And this makes what Sally and Liam have pretty innocent.
Yeah. Oh gosh, when Bill and Steffi slept together, and she woke up next to him in the gatehouse at the Forster estate, I just laughed. I really did. I just laughed because I'm like, you judged Liam so harsh for what he did. And here's the thing. I had a problem with that because after all this couple has been through, a kiss really hurt her that badly. If I was Steffi, I would have been like, really? That's all you did? Because this couple has endured so much, and at the hands of Steffi, no less. I mean, when we were in the Steffi, Liam, Hope era of the show, Steffi did so much to hurt him by keeping Liam from trying to explore his feelings for Hope. So I had a problem that all of a sudden a kiss was such a big issue for them. And I thought it made, by Steffi judging him, I thought it made her sound very hypocritical and almost out of character, really, because Steffi, in my eyes, has never been hypocritical. She's more of a character that owns up to the things she does. So, yeah, when she woke up next to Bill, I had a laugh moment where I had to pause the episode that day and just laugh about it for a good minute.
She does stand in judgment quite a lot.
Yeah, but the old Steffi would have probably had a problem with this, but she would have owned up to something. Like, Steffi would have been like, well, you kissed her, and I have a problem with that because I know how it feels back when I kissed so-and-so. She would have taken that path with it. I felt it was just very out of character for her judging him so harshly.
I know. He's gonna pay. He's gonna pay the price for her mistakes.
Oh, and I'm sure he will, in classic Liam fashion. This is the reason I don't like the character of Liam. It's because of what you just said. Because I'm sure some way, somehow, the writers will find a way for Liam to pay some sort of price when he's not in the wrong here. And I also had a problem with the character earlier this week when he apologized to Bill, and he was like, I've treated you so wrongly. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? If my father blew up a building with me inside, I would not be forgiving. I was like, oh my God. Like, the writing.
I don't know. Yeah. I couldn't forgive him either.
So annoying. Yeah. And I'm like, whoever wrote that scene should be fired because clearly they don't know what makes it to the air. I'm like, was that scene written by some new person they're interning, perhaps? Because obviously this person has not been watching the show. I mean, to know what Bill has done to his son these past couple of months, I mean, I have such a problem with this show right now when it comes to writing. It's a problem that's been going on for about 7 years now. I mean, it's a poorly written show. It really is. And what sucks is the story opportunities are there, but the writing sucks. It really does. And some days it's good. Like, some days I'm like, oh, yeah, that's The Bold and the Beautiful from 1995. But then other days I'm like, what the hell did I just watch? Like, when the show began its 30th anniversary year at the beginning of this past year, I was real excited for it. The 30th, I was like, we're going to get back to the old Bold and Beautiful. And now we're just back to the same old, where you have scenes like Steffi not being true to character form. You have scenes like Liam apologizing to his father, who just blew up a building with him inside and not too long ago punched him in the face to the point where he passed out. I mean, so you have a father that has abused his child, physically abused his child, and almost killed him. And Liam apologizes? No, that was just bad move on the writer's part. The whole thing gets to me.
I get the point where he just wants the family unity, and he's doing good by stepping up and admitting his part of it. But I also see him as backing down, too.
Oh, definitely. And also, why is it Liam that continues to apologize? Why are Bill's feet not being held to the fire? Where is Bill's accountability? Bill's like, oh, I want to, fix everything, and I want to get back with Brooke, and then hold yourself accountable. That's what everybody's waiting for Bill to do, to even consider letting him back into their good graces, is they're waiting for him to own up to his mistakes. And, it's because of all of this and all that I've said so far about this show, and this leads into my next point. It's all of what I said is why I hated the Thanksgiving episode. I despised that Thanksgiving episode this year because, Bill was sitting at the table and everybody was acting like nothing happened. Sally was a foot away from him, and yet they were, exchanging hands to pass the food plates. Like, I
know.
This show's a mess right now when it comes to writing.
It is. But we got our news person on. Michael, you made it.
Hello, Michael. How are you?
Are you hearing me?
Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay.
You're fine. Oh, you're coming. Excellent.
Right. I'm here.
Okay. You got Casey and me, Michael. Did you bring your news today? Belinda has taken ill.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
She's been fighting it all day. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure how long I'll be on, but I'm here.
Well, we're happy to have you.
Okay. Hi, Casey.
Hi, how are you?
I am just fine. And you?
I'm doing great and craving to hear some soap news from you.
I saw that you did an interview with. I don't think there's much happening right now except for the big reveal on General Hospital that's going to take place tomorrow. I think that's what everybody's talking about.
You got?
I saw that your website posted the preview photo for the new Hope Logan, Anika Noel.
Right. Yes, and
I also
she
saw
actually went blonde.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying that she actually went blonde for the role. And it was a question that many were asking when the casting was announced at first.
I honestly, that was a huge topic everybody was discussing, which I don't know why. Of course, Kim Matula, Catherine Kelly, Lang, all that, but honestly, hair color don't matter to me. It's only acting.
Yeah.
But I thought it would have been fine if she didn't dye her hair, because to me, this new Hope, Anika Noel, looks more like Deacon Sharp, Sean Kanan.
Right.
Which I thought was a smarter move to go with somebody that looked more like him than Brooke, because when a new actor takes over a role, we should not expect to get the same person. I'm tired of everybody having that, like, stigma almost. Like, we should not get the same person, because Anika Noel cannot be Kimberly Matula, just like Marcy Miller cannot be Kate Nancy.
Right.
So just go with it. In the end, all that matters is acting.
Right. I didn't think it was a big issue because remember, Joffrey was blonde before, and then she went brunette just the other day. And when it was announced that CAROLYN was going to be back on the show, she came back just as a brunette. She didn't change.
Yeah, like, I don't know why those little details matter to everybody. Like, there's this Y&R group, and it's got like thousands of members, and hundreds out of those thousands have an issue with Gina Tognoni going to blonde. Like, I don't get that. Like, those little details shouldn't matter. What should matter is that they can act correctly and
actually still seeing the character that you love so much.
Yeah, honestly, and if you're in a great scene, I don't notice what color your hair is anyway.
Well, yeah. Right. And as I was saying about the reveal tomorrow, who's the real Jason Morgan, I think it's a pretty hot topic on the internet right now. Everybody's talking about who is going to turn out to be the real Jason Morgan, or who should, because persons are saying that Billy Miller actually deserved to be Jason Morgan because he made the role his own. But I have been wondering if General Hospital was going to get Steve Burton back and to let go of cast members just to have him back. Why would they take him back just to play this Drew person? Why not take him back to play
I've been asking the same thing. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I don't get why people are still doubting this. I mean, why would they bring this big star for their show back, pay him all this money, and trust me, I know how much he's getting paid. It's quite a hefty sum of cash.
Exactly.
So why would they pay him that hefty sum of cash to bring him back as the supporting twin? I mean, that's what Drew is. Drew could be killed off and nobody would care. Connecting him to Tamara Braun is not going to make people care for him as much as people care for Jason.
And Sam.
Yeah. That's like bringing Patsy Ron back, who played the original Monica, and and making her Leslie Charleston's twin, and people going, I wonder if the woman who's played Monica for 40-something years is going to end up being the twin and not Monica. Like, come on, that's foolish. We all know Steve Burton is going to be Jason.
But there was one thing I read, one of Belinda's articles, and could the switch have happened before?
What do you mean?
What if Jason and Drew were switched before that?
Like, are you talking about, like, switched at birth? I don't really get what you're like.
Well, if it didn't take place in those 5 years, what if it does turn out that that the one who's Billy Miller is going to be Jason, and Steve Burton's going to be Drew. If they're expecting a big twist.
Well, if there's no speculation left, really, but if very hypothetically speaking, if they did do that, it still wouldn't shock me. It really, I mean, if they're looking for a big shocker, try something else, because it still wouldn't shock me if it turned out to be the other way around, just because this, like, the reveal, everybody's wondering who will be Jason. Steve Burton will be. But the thing is, I don't believe anybody really has their heart in the ring. Like, I don't think anybody would be shocked if it did turn out to be the other way around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I do understand it.
So yeah. Is Michael still with us?
Michael dropped.
Oh, he did? Oh, darn.
He did.
I hope he can get back in if he wants
again.
Yeah,
I
hope he...
For some reason, I don't know.
While he tries connecting again, do you want to finish up our Bold and Beautiful chat?
Yep, he's going to try calling on his cell phone, he said, because his internet's down. Okay. Let's see.
Good luck to him.
Let's see. I'm surprised he can do that. Let's see. Well, maybe that's his internet. Okay. So I was hoping he had some news, because you brought up Anika Noel coming on B&B, and that's news.
Yep, and she is coming on, New Hope Logan. I'm very excited for her. And I'm hearing Bold and Beautiful is trying to get in touch with one of its stars from the past to return, and one of my favorite characters. I can't reveal it right now, but I am getting that news in. I heard it's a very, very, very beloved fan favorite that they're trying to lure back with some big bucks. So I'll keep on top of
big
that.
Bucks.
Yeah, I'll keep on top of that. If I find out who it is, my source is digging for me, then you can find it out on DI Soaps, or if I get the news in time for our next show, then I'll just reveal it on there. But yeah, I'm hearing that they are trying to lure somebody back to do a big story arc. So yeah, I'll keep everybody up to date on that.
That would be good. Oh.
So yeah, speaking of Bold and Beautiful and
Yep.
luring people to the show with big bucks, Ingo Rademacher debuted as Thorn. I've got a few
I like it
things
so
to
far.
say. Okay. He is a good Thorn Forrester. I was shocked by how okay he was in the role, but he is no Winsor Harmon, and I continue to have an issue with that. If I don't have an issue with Kimberly Matula being replaced, because she's moved on, and she only played the role for 4 or 5 years. But for somebody who played a role, Windsor Harmon, played a role for more than half the show, 21 years. I mean, the show's only been on for 30, and he played a role for 21 of those years. I mean, and he also wanted to come back. He was begging to come back. He was begging for a contract. He was begging for a storyline. And we throw that all out the window so Brad Bell can have the name recognition on his show, because here's the thing. Brad Bell's like, oh, I've always admired Ingo's acting. No, you've admired his name. You admired the ratings boost he brought to General Hospital for all the years he was there. So that's my first issue, is he can be Thorne, but he's not Windsor. My second issue is why did he get pictures in the credits on his first day? I have a huge issue with that, because he has pictures, yet Kimberly Brown does not.
Michael Casey's talking about Ingo on B&B.
Okay, yes.
But yeah, why did Ingo? Why did he get pictures?
I saw it, but I'm not sure really.
Oh, Michael, you're dropping in and out.
Choppy.
David, are you having?
Yeah, he's a little choppy.
Sorry, say that again.
There you go. You're better.
Yep, I can hear him a little better now.
Yeah, that's good. Casey was saying that Ingo is no Windsor Harmon.
Yeah, I was saying to repeat what you said. You know, it's just that I didn't really understand why they should replace him. And I still don't.
I don't know. That's a hard sell, and I don't want to. Ingo is in his 50s. I'm not Ingo. I mean, Windsor's in his 50s. He's probably about a year younger than I am, and maybe I don't know. Could it have been a personal reason, a physical reason?
Well,
that
it wasn't
maybe...
anything. It wasn't
There are a lot of
anything
things that would be.
Windsor's part. Windsor wanted to come back, and Windsor was tired of being sidelined for all these years. Windsor was tired of being not utilized. And I checked into my sources to see if it was a personal rift between him and Brad Bell, and everybody has said no. Everybody's come back with the same answer, that no, there was no personal rift between the two. So I don't get it. I don't get why they could not have used Windsor, and I'm kind of upset about it, because like I said, 21 years, and they're going to have Thorne fall back in love with Brooke. But here's the thing. We're not going to be able to get those great flashbacks. We're not going to be able to see anything from the past concerning Thorne Forrester. So, yeah, that's just kind of sad, because they want to do this big story with Thorne, but yet we're not going to get anything out of it from a fan perspective. And I'm tired of soaps doing that. I'm tired of soaps doing that, because with Thorsten Kaye now as Ridge, he's been Ridge for 4 years now, maybe 3, I can't remember, but the same flashback we get every time Brooke thinks about Ridge now is him standing out that fountain with her in the red dress, because they haven't built the Brooke and Ridge romance since Ron Mox left, and that's the only thing they can show that looks romantic. Because what else are you going to show? Them by the grave of Stephanie when Rich proposed to her, which was so freaking stupid. I mean, I'm just over them doing stuff like that all across the board, but more aimed at B&B. The whole thing just upsets me. But I will give Ingo a chance. Like I said to David, I think he makes a great Thorn. He's just not Winter Harmon.
Michael? What do you think, Michael?
I agree. I think one of the reasons was because they wanted to pair him with Brooke, and maybe there's something against the physical. I don't know. I thought that. I don't know if anybody else is thinking that.
Are you talking about the appearance of Winter Harmon now?
Yes, compared to Ingo.
Well,
based
honey,
on the
I
fact
think
that
Winter Harmon's father.
Yes, but they want to pair him. They wanted to pair the character with Brooke, and a new romance like that would be something that, sells well with fans, with viewers.
I think it was more, and I talked about this before on a previous show, I think like episode number 41 or something, where I think it was more of a business move to tap in more to the Australia market, just because Australia loves them some Bold and Beautiful.
Right.
I think that's got me
Australia,
thinking. And with Ashley Brewer.
But even Australia, they love the Bold and the Beautiful, like I said, but Australia has also watched 21 years of Winter Harmon. Australia has also watched Winter's Thorn be with Brooke. Australia has also watched Winter's Thorn be with Taylor.
Yes.
So I don't know. I'll give it a shot. I really will give it a good shot. And in the new year, who knows? Maybe things will improve. Maybe my opinion will change. But at this moment, Ingo Rademacher will always be Jasper Jacks, and Winter Harmon will always be Thorn Forrester.
And remember, Windsor was actually the third Thorn.
I know, but he's the one who's played him for the majority of the time. Nobody, really remembers Clayton Norcross nor Jeff Trachta. I mean, Winter has had the most memories with the fans. Like I said, 21 years. He started on the show in its 9th year. I mean, so yeah.
And there is a spoiler that said that there are going to be two persons are going to have a night of an affair. I don't know who the two persons are. I started to wonder who. I think Brooke and Thorn would be too obvious.
Well, Quinn and Ridge had that moment on today's episode, I want to say, where he was touching her neck and they talked about the kiss, and that's been brought up a lot lately. So I'm guessing...
Yeah, but I hope not. I was thinking that the surprise would be something like Sheila and Thorn. I think that would be a surprise.
I would go for that. I'm just...
That would be a surprise. That would be a shock.
Sheila
and then, of course,
wait.
My second guess would, of course, be Steffi and Bill, just because of the story we're in right now.
Right. And I do actually like that pairing because there is so much chemistry between the two than Liam and Steffi. To me, I don't know about anybody else, but to me,
Oh, definitely. I totally agree. I was telling David earlier in the episode of this podcast that I think Jacqueline McInnes Wood and Don Diamont together are hot as hell. I mean,
right?
They are just so sexy, and I really hope Brad Bell writes a great affair story for them.
Yeah, I do. And I'm enjoying Wyatt and Katie. I
I've started to like them. I have kind of started to like them. Just because I think the character of Katie was ready for a romance story. You know, we've gone through alcoholism and PTSD. We have the really great dramatic Bill Brooke affair story. So I think it was a good idea to move Katie into the direction of a new romance. But how stupid was everybody at the Thanksgiving dinner table? Wyatt and Katie shared that obvious moment, and really everybody is that dumb. Nobody caught on that they were together when Wyatt said, "Even though my mom is pushy," and then looked over at Katie like, seriously? I'd have been like, you two banging one another? I mean, they were just so foolish, and especially Bill. That I couldn't get over.
Right. And I do think that Sally and Liam is a perfect pairing. They're really good.
Oh, I love Sally and Liam.
Yeah, they're really good together.
And have such great chemistry. And the romance, the dynamic between the two, it's really coming on very naturally. It's not forced. It's just coming on very natural chemistry. This is Liam to his core, him being the knight in shining armor for Sally. That's who Liam's always been. So I hope they write more and more of Sally and Liam.
Yeah.
That seems, like I said earlier, that seems to be one of the more innocent pairings compared to Steffi and Bill, which is more sordid than anything else.
But now I wonder, like, you know, we've got this maybe a fair beginning, and we've got Sally and Liam, so how is Hope going to fit into all of this? Or better yet, she even going to be involved with Liam right off the bat when she comes back? Or I really wonder what direction they're taking her in, considering they have Liam and Steffi very crowded in story right now.
It is a little crowded in there for 30 minutes, isn't it?
It is.
Or 26 and a half.
It is very crowded.
Very crowded.
I do have to run.
Okay.
So, yes, I do have to run now. I'm very sorry. But I look forward to the next show. Yes.
You're fine, Michael.
So you guys
You made it.
Do have a good night. All right?
Yep. I'll get back to you on our next show is our Christmas episode, so I hope you can make it in.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
All right.
Happy holidays, Michael. Bye.
Happy holidays. Bye-bye.
Happy holidays.
All right. So I think we've covered Bold and Beautiful a lot. Do you want to move on to, like, another? Okay.
Okay, Days. I just had, did you see this is a big one for Days. Actually, it's a little bit out of Days, and it just came out of Soap Digest. I just saw it on Twitter that their former, I'm trying to think, did you see this? Did this come up with you? A former, he was executive producer in charge. Got promoted at NBC, and he was.
Oh no, I haven't seen that.
Let me see that one. I wish I could save this into my Twitter app. Is down. So let me see if I can look up some. Tell me what you have so far. What do you got on News on Days? Who's coming?
I don't have any news on Days at the moment. No behind-the-scenes news.
No behind-the-scenes news?
Oh, and I just saw the article about the NBC exec being promoted.
For me.
Yeah, let me skim through this real quick.
Glad you found that.
Bruce Evans. Oh, I know Bruce. Okay, so right from Soap Opera Digest, I'm quoting right now. So Soap Opera Digest, quote, congratulations to NBC's Bruce Evans, who has been promoted to EVP, Executive Vice President of current programming for the network. Evans served as the executive in charge of Days of Our Lives, among other series in his previous title, supervising vice president of current and daytime programming. And for the full story, you can go to deadline.com. And quote ends there. So, yeah, congratulations, Bruce Evans. I know exactly who Bruce is.
You do?
I do.
That was a very nice thing to happen to him.
Oh, definitely.
Put in a lot of hard work.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. And it's always great when you get rewarded for your hard work. Of course, I wish him the best and good luck in your new position.
There we are. So anything else coming on in Days that's new? We know. Okay, we've dished it before. We know. We know Sean and Belle are on their way back.
I know. I can't wait.
Nicole is on her way back for the holidays.
Yes. Now everyone. Oh my God. Okay. Everybody needs to calm down a little.
There is news. I'm sorry. We did not get to say this at the last show because we found this out after our last show. And I think it was just last week. But Jen Lilly is coming back as Teresa.
Oh, yes. I'm very excited for Jen's return. I love Teresa Donovan. But real quick, what I was going to say about the Ariane Zucker thing is, everybody, she is not back full-time. This is just something she filmed before she left the show. As everybody knows, Days taped 6 months in advance, and she filmed this long before she left. So Nicole isn't back full-time. She has literally left the show, and this was just something extra she filmed before she left. So sorry to everybody, but I know that's been a huge question lately, how long she'll be back, and it's literally just a pop-up, she's gone.
That's it? That's all we're going to get, Case?
I know we all miss her, Nicole. I do. I really do miss Ariane Zucker. It's one of those characters that when she is gone, you do feel the loss in the show. Like when Jane Elliott left General Hospital, I believe that was actually earlier this year. But yeah, it was. But when she left, I was heartbroken. I can still feel the loss in the show. The show's really not the same since she left. And I kind of have the same feelings with Ariane Zucker. I do miss her a lot. I am looking forward to just this guest appearance. So, yeah, I wish she would come back.
So she had already taped that?
Yeah, she already taped this quite a while ago.
But she taped it before she left?
Yeah, she taped it before she taped her last episode.
I was hoping she was back, but that it is back. How could they do that?
What do you mean?
How could they do that?
How could they just have her back for one day? Are you going to scream it through the rooftop? And David is upset. He's not liking that. She's only going to be back.
I want my Nicole back.
Oh, goodness. Well, maybe one day she will make her triumphant return, but for now, that's just, that's not going to happen. And speaking of other days things, other days stories, the Theo story has really taken off.
Oh, it's breaking my heart.
It's a great look. Days of Our Lives, everybody, the writing team, the directors, the producers, wardrobe, hair, makeup, set decorators, cast, everybody is doing a fabulous job by bringing this socially relevant story of a white cop shooting a black man to life on our screens. It is breaking my heart. Everybody's doing a wonderful job. And I have some news concerning that story.
You have news?
Camila Banus.
Breaking news from Casey Stephen Hutchinson. Go ahead.
Very up. Camila Banus was kind of on this live chat thing. I guess it was like a live interview or whatever. And she was asked, what are you going to submit to the Emmys? Because right now we are in the pre-nomination submitting round. And she said she is submitting. Because the Emmys will be held April 29th, I think the date is. So right now people are submitting their work for consideration. So Camila said she is submitting the upcoming Christmas episode because she has a very heartbreaking couple of scenes. And those scenes are you ready for this?
Yeah.
JJ is going to try to commit suicide. And Gabby will be right there by his side to help him. But yeah, Camila revealed that's what she's going to submit for her Emmy pre-nom. Hopefully she gets the nom. I'm very interested. That Christmas episode is right around the corner. I'm sure I'll be crying my eyes out with the other millions of fans that watch this show. But yes, I'm interested to see this dive into JJ's depression and what leads to him. Of course, we have the general topic of what's going to lead to him trying to commit suicide, and that's that he shot an unarmed black man, a black man he is very close to, but I'm interested to see what's the final straw of why he is going to decide to try and commit suicide. So, yeah, that's coming up. Christmas episode, according to Camila Banus. Yeah.
Oh, that's breaking my heart, and I haven't seen it yet.
I know, and when I read it, I was like, oh, that's already tearing my heart out. So, Days is going to take us through a ring of emotion. But speaking of emotion, we are going through quite an emotional roller coaster in another story, and that's, of course, the current story of Will Horton's return to his family.
Yeah.
What another great story. Honestly, Days is just kicking ass right now. I mean, I watch a lot of TV, and I have to say, not only because I'm a fan of the show, this is the best thing to watch on TV right now. I mean, it's hard sometimes.
It's burning up the screen.
It's hard sometimes to stretch out a 1-hour show 5 times a week, 260 original episodes a year. But Days is having something that happens in every episode. And if you miss one, you miss a lot. And they are having character-driven stories. They are having action-packed stories. They're getting back to their heyday. And ratings are starting to reflect all of this. Ratings are boosting up. And that is because of great stories like JJ shooting Theo and Will Horton's return, and it's all just amazing. I do not have a single complaint about this show. It is that good.
It is, and as I said before, today, Case, you missed today, right?
Yes.
What did I tell you before we went on? I said this was Chandler Massey at his best. Oh my God, he just blew me away today.
I can't wait to watch it. I'm so excited. As soon as we get off of here from tonight's episode, Days is the first thing I will turn on.
It was, you will like it. And let's say, Sammy, you're in trouble again.
Oh, but here's the thing. This is Sammy at her best in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Sammy, oh my God, Allison Sweeney is just, she's rocking the hell out of it, and Ron is rocking the hell out of writing her. I mean, oh my goodness, I feel the heat from Allison Sweeney every single time she's on. And
she
this
just
is
burns it up. Look at
this is the real Sammy.
Ready, Case, we have a caller.
Oh, is it Candace?
It might be.
Yes.
Hello, you got Take to Radio Subs and Review. You have David and Casey. Is this Candace?
This is Candace.
Hey,
hi,
Candace.
honey.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys tonight?
I'm doing
we're
wonderful.
feeling it. The guys are burning the airwaves.
Did you guys survive the lovely earthquake of the East Coast 2017?
Oh, I'm actually
Nope.
not on the East Coast. I didn't know there was an earthquake. Oh, my goodness.
I didn't know either.
Yeah, it was a little earthquake from New York, New York, Delaware to Maryland. So,
wow.
Yeah. I was like, oh, my gosh, it's a Days of Our Lives episode. Oh, my God. Like earthquake.
Oh, my goodness. So, Candace, do you what stuff do you watch? Do you watch all 4?
I watch all 4.
Well,
oh, awesome. We were in the middle of talking about Days of Our Lives, but if I may, I want to jump back to The Bold and the Beautiful, and I want to get your opinion on Ingo. What do you think?
Well, I say this all the time. You know, we all know he's a recast. And, you know, it's kind of weird to see him on Bold and Beautiful after so many years as Jesper Jax and also him on Titans. To see him playing such an important role on Bold and Beautiful. And right now he's playing the beats that Thorne would normally play, you know, the whole between him and Ridge, him and Brooke, him kind of getting back in the swing of things. Right now, I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see a little bit more because so many people already I've seen has jumped to conclusions. They're like, oh, he's not going to be Thorne, and that's understandable. You know, like I said, with recast, usually it takes maybe 6 months to a year for them to settle into the swing of things. So far, I am seeing a little chemistry, and I think they are doing, of course, the chem test with CAROLYN, who plays Brooke, and him.
Right.
I kind of noticed that. I like this kind of like that he's a designer for Allie. You know, that right there was like, there you go.
I love that.
You connected it.
Yeah, I love that.
So yeah, I kind of like right now they're playing the beats of Thorne. So yeah, I'm okay with it, you know, but I want to see what else he brings to the show.
Yeah, and I said earlier, if you've been listening, I said he's okay as Thorne. He's just not my Windsor Harmon.
Right. Exactly, because I'm still getting over that too. It's kind of like, you know, Windsor's been Thorne for like, you know, ever. I mean, he's not the first actor to have played him, but he's the long running, you know, Thorne. He's most connected with the fans. So that's another thing that I want to see. I want to see what the storyline is that he couldn't do or he just wasn't available. Because I still, as a soap fan, I kind of, when that whole thing broke out, I was like, wait a second, why is it being recast? Like, Thorne's been in the basement all this time. Why is he coming up? Like, what's going on? Like, I don't get it. Like,
and, you know, I went into my sources, and I checked my sources out. Windsor Harmon wanted to return very badly, and he's been wanting to return for quite some time on contract. And B,
right.
I was like, okay, maybe, you know, this is a personal problem. Like, maybe him and Brad Bell just don't like each other. And so I checked all around, and I called a few people, and everybody said, no, they like each other. So I don't get it.
I mean, the thing is, this is how, like, we knew, personally, I was, you know, I was, like, kind of keeping an eye on it. I remember back during the summer at the Bold and Beautiful event, you know, He was there. I mean, Windsor was actually there, so that's why everybody was like, oh, Thorne must be coming back. So then all of a sudden it was like, hold up, recast, why? Like, wait, huh? Like, don't understand. So, you know, maybe it is a reason that we fans will not know, and that's fine. I mean, you know, to each his own. But it did strike a lot of us, you know, like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Like, is there a big storyline? Maybe there's a reason, you know, within the storyline that he doesn't want to do it. Maybe we don't know, but.
Yeah, well, I am interested to see where it goes.
Right.
And it's sad to think of the loss because I know they put up a good front in the press, but we don't know what they're exactly feeling, you know?
Right.
That's what I had to check to my sources for because I was like, I'm going to get a story here. You know, I'm going to get something here. Because, you know, you can never take something in Hollywood at what a person says when it comes to something like this. You really have to dig into sources, and get a different work.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is.
So, Candace, before you came on, we were talking about Days of Our Lives, and I'm loving the socially relevant storyline of JJ shooting Theo. What are you thinking of it?
First and foremost, I have to bow down to Days of Our Lives because for so many years, Days of Our Lives, I mean, no offense to One Life to Live, but Days of Our Lives and the whole soap community was the stepchild that was put in the corner and not getting a lot of attention. And I mean, let's be real and be honest. Days of Our Lives has survived cancellation numerous times.
Definitely.
Right. Days of Our Lives has been reborn. This is the reboot that should have been. And the fact that they're taking a very controversial story, very controversial topic right now in our country. And they made it so real. I always say this, you can take a real life topic and make it a soap real storyline to fit because I know a lot of people don't like all the real issues on soaps. Well, guess what? Soaps was the platform. It is the platform to tell people about, social issues that's going on in the world right now. Days of Our Lives has done a phenomenal job with it. And they have made it a soap reel because it affects, of course it's going to be a soap opera. They're going to do something soapy with it. But the fact that they took this Days of Our Lives, of all soaps, first and foremost, that's probably the surprise right there, is that out of the 4 soaps, Days of Our Lives, the show that many people kind of keep going back to saying, oh, it's the show that Marlena was possessed and, Carly, buried alive and Sammy Brady and the twins and all that. They told a story. They did what I like to call real sneaky because nobody knew about the storyline. Nobody knew what was happening. And all of a sudden, while on the other 3 soaps, big things are happening. Boom, boom, boom. This story just came out and took everybody by surprise. People who are not even watching Days of Our Lives is watching Days of Our Lives because of this. There's actually it's people who are like on social media and they're talking about. And as a matter of fact, this is the true story here. In Baltimore, where I live, our local DJ on the radio station was talking about Days of Our Lives. And the guy was like, what? Days of Our Lives? What a soap opera? And the girl said, and the DJ said, no, they're telling a story that's happening right now. She mixed it with the news that was currently happening. And she was like, this is why people start talking. Conversations. This is a soap opera is to bring out the conversations because you're either team A, B, C, or D. And Days of Our Lives has played the points. You got 2 families. You got a guilt-ridden, cop who's hard-headed sometimes, who is kind of like in a balance of, okay, what did I do? Did I do what do I do next? Because I may have taken somebody's life away. At the same time, you have the fallout. It's an umbrella storyline. And I applaud Days of Our Lives. I love it. Great acting. James Reynolds, hello. Emmy nomination, please. Can we get his real status, please?
Win it.
I mean, this is what a soap opera is. And Ryan Quad, hey, they've done a great job. I can't even say anything bad about Days of Our Lives anymore. I used to, but I can't now because this is the soap that everybody is watching. So
2 questions concerning the JJ story. So, first question is when Sally Sussman Marina came back to The Young and Restless, she wrote the story of Devon's car accident. Do you remember that when he got in the accident?
Oh, yeah.
Devon was actually supposed to get pulled over and be shot by a white cop. So,
oh, really?
He was supposed to be shot by and it was supposed to be the story. Really, people were saying if Young and Restless would have let Sally do it, it would have been the story of her whole career. So, are you sad that story didn't get a chance to be told on Young and Restless?
Let's put it to you this way. I'm really disappointed with CBS. I'm not disappointed with Sally because it was more so at CBS. And I constantly say this all the time, is that sometimes, it's weird. I grew up in the 80s. I grew up watching, like mostly the 90s. 90s was very with the soaps. I mean, everything went. You know, everybody wasn't so afraid of losing advertisement. Sorry, and these focus groups. Yeah,
right.
I'm still mad about that. And the fact is that that's what probably made CBS back away from doing that, which is a crying shame, considering the history of Young and the Restless with social issues. Sally, she created a great soap opera, Generations, that was on NBC, that told stories like this. The thing is that when I heard about that happening with Devon, I got really irritated because I'm like, really? CBS, really? Like, you really turned this story down, but you can show Victoria's Secret models walking down, falling, but still, about being skinny. And I mean, really, like, you could have, I'm not going to even say this is a ratings thing, but just the fact they backed away from a storyline like this when it's, going on in the world.
Young and Restless's audience is mainly a black audience. It's dominantly, it always has. Young and Restless, since it premiered in 1973, has always been hot with black audiences. And so I was shocked just on that part that the story was told.
It's a couple of times where Young and Restless has been, they've been on point with so many other things, but sometimes, and I get it, looking at the business point, you're afraid to lose. If you do a story, you're afraid to lose viewers. And right now, let's be honest, no show can afford to lose viewers. Because if that's the case, then we might as well get ready to say goodbye to a soap, point blank. A lot of people is like hiding, because if it gets too deep on a show where people are like, then, again, you have people hiding. Let's be honest. CBS, you constantly say you're the number one network. You've been, number one for 31 years, okay? But there are certain things that you guys won't do. No, I'm going to say it like this. Other than Days are now officially out. Nobody else is pushing the envelope. That's what's missing right now. I mean, Young and the Restless currently, I can say this. I love the show. That was my primary soap, other than Gone Light.
Yeah, me too.
But Young and the Restless right now, there's a storyline currently happening that they could kind of twist it and make it a social issue right now. Not a social issue, but it's going on right now as we speak. The Hillary story with Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They could turn this into...
I think that would be great.
Yeah, a sexual misconduct. They could illegal computer porn, where Jordan would have to go to jail. He would have to, Hillary's been harassed. They could totally do that storyline. And the flip side is, Bold and Beautiful could do it. They could have done it with Bill and Steffi. I mean, I know everybody likes them, but they could have done that, or they could still do it with Bill. Like somebody says, well, Bill Spencer harassed me. Sometimes you gotta push it, push that envelope. If you're gonna still currently say you're number one and number two, prove to everybody why you're number one and number two. Don't just say it because you got the early lead in some areas. Prove it, and that's it with General Hospital.
Exactly.
Prove it. Can you tell them
So
a time fan?
My second question concerning the JJ story is, it was revealed by Camila Banus, who plays Gabby, that JJ is going to try to commit suicide during the Christmas episode. So what's your thought about this story taking that sort of turn?
Now, that's why I said JJ is kind of stuck, because he feels as though he's let everybody down. He's not living up to his expectations, quote unquote. I did see, something online regarding that. And, I mean, especially around the holiday times, you're uncertain about a lot of things, and sometimes it gets emotional. You get to that point where it's like, okay, I hurt A, B, C, and D because of my boneheaded mistakes or, wrong judgment that's going to affect everybody that I care for or other people. Nobody cares. I'm taking myself out. Bye. I think this is going to be Casey's powerful story. Please let this be also on his reel if he can submit it.
I hope he submitted himself.
I'm like to the point where I'm like, everybody at Days, just go ahead and submit. Like,
that was my point exactly. Everyone is just doing phenomenal work.
I better see all 40 cast members have a prenup.
This is why I'm hoping, I am praying, NBC, CBS, ABC, one of these networks, not the CW, not Headline News, not E. I need one of the main soap networks to carry the daytime Emmys on TV, because I can guarantee that this Emmys is going to be great, because everybody in daytime has shown up to act.
Oh, yeah.
From Days, Bo, to Young, to GH. Everybody, this was a really good year. But
it is.
With JJ, like I said, he has made so many wrong choices and mistakes, and sadly, a lot of people go to that place where they feel as though, like, hey, look, maybe if I wasn't around, maybe this would happen, maybe this would happen. So I can't wait to see it play out. So
I love that they're truly exploring the depression on JJ's side. I'm glad they haven't forgotten that part of the storyline, that this also involves JJ's depression. And it's just so, I can't wait to see what they're going to get JJ into, between the trying to commit suicide that we know is coming up. Maybe he'll get hooked on drugs again to soothe him in his own mind. The storyline is just amazing, and I can't say enough good things about it.
If you notice how Days is, obviously we know Days, takes 6 months ahead of time, and we already know that Jen Lilly is coming back. And you kind of tied the story together. Is that, if Teresa comes back, what state is JJ going to be in? Is he going to be hooked on drugs? And how, maybe Teresa will play a part of that. Not saying that she's going to be on drugs, God forbid, but, that whole dynamic. So, but yeah, this is going to be real interesting. I actually can't wait to see how this storyline plays out.
So we've touched on Days, Windar, and Bold. So let me ask you a question about GH. Lately, and I'm not going to jump to the normal question here, but lately there's been speculation of a possible Franco and Liz baby. What would you think about them having a child? What would you think about their relationship taking that huge step?
So I've been kind of in the crossfire, because I like Franco and I like Liz. I don't like the relationship. And there's a reason, because and this is, again, it goes back, I can't forget and forgive Franco. I remember what Franco is capable of. A tumor doesn't erase everything, okay? I'm just saying. I know what Elizabeth has been through, has gone through, has continued to deal with. Friendship-wise, I like them. They're not Luke and Laura, folks. I'm just going to put it like that. They're not Luke and Laura. Yes, I know that he didn't do anything to her, but he is a rapist. I mean, let's be clear about it. he did it. Elizabeth is a rape victim. Not saying that really is like one of my main reasons. I just personally, I like seeing their friendship. I'm not saying that I want to see Elizabeth with anybody else. I'm not saying I want to see Pringle. If they do have a baby, though, that's going to be an interesting story, too.
Yeah, it will be a twist.
Because when I heard that, the first person I thought about is Nina.
Oh, yeah.
Because Nina wanted a baby.
Right. They had that, yeah, and he got her the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So it's kind of like one of those things is like, okay, you know, if they do, and not only that, but in all honesty, this is my biggest break with General Hospital right now. Okay, this is confession. This is like church. I'm going to confess this right now. I feel as though nobody else needs a baby on that show.
Yeah.
Same with Bold and Beautiful. Nobody needs a baby. If Frizz has a baby, if they have a baby, that would be great. That would be, you know, a good storyline, more so for Franco. That's all I got.
Well, my thing is I don't know why they're together. You know, I'm with you. The brain tumor does not explain everything away. And did Liz forget that Franco kidnapped her child, Aiden? He kidnapped Aiden. And so I'm like, why are you with the man that kidnapped your child that's never seen currently, ever? You know,
we saw him around last week. We saw Aiden and Cam last week. It was a miracle.
If you turned on GH right now, you would think that Aiden is Bobby Martin, who went up the attic to grab his keys and never came back on the show.
Oh, my God. It was funny because somebody else said that. One of my friends actually said that, and I bust out laughing. And I was like, it's true. I was waiting for Aiden to be an 18-year-old coming down steps like, Mom. And have Cameron still be 12.
Yeah, and
Cameron
Cameron would still be the same age.
Yeah, Cameron and Joss were, like, born a year apart from each other? And
don't
Joss
get me started on that.
No.
Do not get me started on that because I can't understand. No, actually, this has been like the biggest pet peeve of mine for General Hospital. And anybody who knows me knows this is my biggest thing. I don't understand why Cameron is still 12. Like, yeah, he should be. I had the whole storyline in my head, you know, about Cameron, you know, him being a teenager, him and Jocelyn ruling the world, you know, Carly and Elizabeth not approving of their relationship. Basically, the Jocelyn and Oscar storyline should be really Jocelyn and Cameron, just so I can see Carly and Elizabeth go at it. I don't understand why they
Brenda's son.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I feel as though, you know, somebody has said because Rebecca Herbst doesn't look her age. And she doesn't. She still looks the same as 19. Like, seriously, I need to know what she uses, what she does. But, flip side, on Young and the Restless, Sean Case, probably the same age as Rebecca, has 2 grown kids and 1 little kid. Why can't Elizabeth have grown kids? Like, I don't understand.
Well, look at Crystal Khalil. She's 29 years old, and they've aged Lily's kids to like 17.
And see, and to me, my
15.
Well, she's 30 today. Chris is 30 today.
Birthday, Crystal Khalil.
Hey, yeah. Crystal turned 30 today.
Yeah, she's in the Dirty 30 Club.
That means she had the children at like 8 years old.
Right. I mean, my thing is that sometimes, I mean, I look at Gina Tognoni, you know, technically with Summer and, you know, Daniel, they're old. They're probably 30s or something. I don't know. But I don't understand. Yeah, like, to me, that's been my biggest thing with General Hospital is like, okay, Elizabeth, we all know when Cameron was born. Pretty much.
Yeah.
We know when, you know, I don't understand why they're so, like, he was born 12 years ago. Like, I already know this. Like, he was not born 12 years ago. Like, age him already. Like, go ahead and do it. Like, that's what General Hospital needs. They need a real solid team set. And he would be a part of it. Him, Jocelyn, Jonathan, who else? Lila Ray, if they bring her back. I don't know.
Well, that's
Ray.
the thing
Spencer?
with GH is, with GH, they are kind of like not like the other soaps. To make a new teen scene, GH doesn't have to come up with stupid new characters because of their history. I mean, they have characters like Emma and Lila Ray and Jake,
Charlotte,
Cameron, and Spencer. I mean, they're very lucky that they would not have to create new characters from scratch to make a teen scene. But yet we get Oscar, who, frankly, I'm just going to be real here. I know that kid is young, but so is Olivia Allen-Lynn from The Young and the Restless. And my dog can act circles around this kid who plays Oscar.
Here's the thing. First and foremost, when they had Oscar come on, I'm like, okay, he has to be related to somebody. They, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like you already kind of had a feeling. So of course there was throw out of, oh, that's Brenda's son, and then they was like, what if it's AJ's son? And I'm like, okay, really? Okay, all right. Oh, it makes some sense somewhere down the line. And then when they said, he was connected to Kim, and I'm like, he's a Quartermain. I was like, regardless of the situation, he's a Quartermain. They're going to have Carly dealing with her daughter with a Quartermain. So, and it's kind of like, okay, you just lost me right there. I'm like, whew, okay, so a couple of weeks, couple of years, I'm going to be on there anyway, so. But, I mean, no offense to the actor, because I always say that, no offense to the actor, but really didn't need, I mean, I would bring back Dylan for this. If we're going to have a new Quartermain, bring somebody that was kind of new anyway to the Quartermain clan, bring Dylan back.
Girl, if we wanted to talk about bringing Quartermains back, I'm still waiting for the Wards to be brought back.
Honey, let me tell you something, because I'm waiting as well. I'm like, okay, where's Keisha? But
they mentioned Laura's work. They mentioned Laura's work with the Ward family, and when
shocked.
she tried to stop ELQ from dumping toxic waste, and
but
so
don't
there
you
it
think
is.
with this whole Jason, Drew, whoever storyline, somebody should call Keisha Ward and say, Keisha, we need you to come to Port Charles so you can help with this revelation, this DNA, because there's two of them. Okay, bye.
And bring Tracy right along with you.
There's a couple of Quartermains that I need, and since ABC, you have the rights back, I want my Sky Quartermain ASAP.
Oh, God, I would love a Sky return. There's, the story has actually not been bad so far, but they're missing beats. Somebody should say, call this Ward family member, call this former Quartermain family member, call the... Where's the call to Tracy? I'm sorry. Tracy don't know Jason alive yet.
Maybe Tracy doesn't care.
Maybe Tracy saw it online. I don't know.
No, Jane Elliott don't care.
Jane, you enjoy your retirement, honey. Even though we miss you, enjoy it. You worked hard enough.
She worked for 52 years in this genre. She definitely deserves it.
Even with the whole Jason storyline, I'm not feeling it as much as everybody else. And I know that's really bad to say.
No, you're entitled to your opinion. And I'm sure you're not alone.
It's the best storyline in GH history, because that will forever belong to the Stone Kate story. But it's tolerable. I mean, it's not the worst story that has come across the writer's desk.
I mean, it could. The thing is that on paper, I'm pretty sure it sounded great. I'm pretty sure it read great when people was like, yes, this is going to be great.
Everything does.
I think the problem is that, and I say this with all love for everybody, but I do think
Execution.
I always say, this is not. They're making this story the make or break deal of General Hospital.
Yep,
and
exactly.
The thing is that, look, General Hospital has had a hard time lately, especially now with Days of Our Lives really riding the coat of maybe jumping ahead of them. Well, it's kind of always yin and yang between Days and General Hospital for ratings. The thing is that General Hospital has either forgot that fans have seen the show for as long as they have, whether it's been 7, 15, 20, some people from day one. So the fans do know the history of this show and the characters. The problem with General Hospital is that they're banking on casting as well, because they figure if they get da-da-da bad, people are going to watch. Now, no offense to Steve Burton. I love you, Steve. I followed you since out of this world. But I always say now one person, couple can make the show. It's called a cast for a reason. Everybody brings something to the table, whether it's the same people you see every single day or the other 28,000 people who you get to see once in the blue moon during the holiday episodes. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
With this storyline,
Right now they are having a ratings bump, but my thought process is, okay, we're having a ratings bump. It's going great. You know, you've got 1.99 watching right now, which is the latest you've had in a very long time. But where do you go from here? 2018 is fastly approaching, and I'm sorry, they've got to turn out 260 more episodes in one more month. So, I mean, where do they go from here? And, you know, you can play this Jason story for, I would say, another 3 to 6 months. But after that, where are you going to go? What's going to be your hook to keep us watching?
Here's the thing. I mean, right now, if I was, you know, the writers and Frank Valentine, I would turn off social media. Because the thing is that I always say General Hospital is the most social medialized soap out there. Everybody talks about General Hospital on soap Twitter, on Facebook. They talk about their couples. They, you know, tag the actors, good or bad opinions. They tag the writers. They tag Frank. They, you know, to the point where I feel as though the writers are just like, whatever, you know, look, this is what we're going to do just to piss somebody else off. The whole Steve Burton, Billy Miller thing, everybody, I had said this, when it was announced that Steve was coming back, it split, you know, the liaison group, the J-San fans, into 2. You had the Becky and Steve liaison fans, Billy and Becky liaison fans, versus, you know what I'm saying? And that created a whole problem because everybody's like, okay, the story got to do it like this. He better be this person. He better be that person. And for me, as a soap fan, I like both Billy and Steve. I think they're both great actors. Obviously, they won Emmys for you know, their work. With General Hospital, they've been playing certain beats, but then I think they're kind of, I mean, if they're playing history. They are playing history. You got, you know, Robin and Jason at the bridge talking about the icing on the cake, which I was like, dang, oh my God, somebody went on YouTube and looked at that clip. Then you have, you know, Jake when Steve's character found out, and yes, I said Steve's character because we don't know yet who he is. If he's Drew or Jason, he might be Sonny. We don't know. But when he's talking about Jake, and he's like, I saw him die, like da da da. Okay, emotion. You're playing. General Hospital has been playing the emotions like nobody's business. But you're right. After New Year's, where do we go from there? When the big revelation comes out, what happens? Because, like Frank and I said, this is going to be an 8-month, 9 to 8 month story arc.
Yep.
So basically, this is your sweep storyline. This is your beginning of the new year. This is your February sweeps leading up to summer sweeps. you're gonna have to have an umbrella story. This needs to be an umbrella storyline. So far, I'm very proud that General Hospital remembered Monica. Because
I'm so glad she got work.
Yeah, that was the one thing that I was like, okay, we know that Kelly, we know Becky, we know Steve, we know Billy, we know Maurice, we know Laura's going to be in it. But what about Monica? She's a quartermaid. She should have known. Like, I want something from that. So I've been very proud that they have, you know, kept her in the storyline. Because let's be honest, 9 times out of 10, they wouldn't remember. Like, oh yeah, Monica, yeah, we gotta, bring her in because she had chemistry with both of them. Like, yeah, okay, history, Alan, oh my gosh, like. So, I mean, they've been playing. I mean, they have been bringing the ratings, but is it because of? Now, let me throw this out. Is it because of the story, or is it because Steve Burton's back?
Well, it's
because
Steve Burton. I mean, you know, you flip the chant. My grandmother tuned in to General Hospital for the first time since 1997, and literally, I'm not kidding. And she said to me, she's like, "Oh my God, is that Jason?" And I was like, "Girl, I guess so." And she watched. So you're getting people back because of Steve Burton, because, you know, the old fans go and see his face, and then they hyped it up so much that the new fans are like, I've got to tune into this. I've got to see him come. I mean, my God, they rose by 100,000 viewers the day he appeared for the first time again, and he just had a mask on and no lines, and he was shown the last 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So it's totally because of Steve Burton, but now they've got to hook us with the story. If it's going to last 9 months, which I think is a bad thing to do. I don't think that's a smart writer's move. So they've really got to hook us.
That's what I said. I mean, if you're going to do a 9-month story arc, it needs to have a beginning, it needs to have a middle, and it needs to have an end so we can go to the next story arc. And that's been General Hospital's main problem. They have not figured out how to begin, middle, you know, put the second part and end it and go to the next. It's just been like, okay, we're going to continue it on until we figure out the next storyline. Because that's what they did when the first time when Billy Miller came, and it was revealed that he was Jason. Like, it was the biggest stretch. And people can say Tony Geary messed up the story. No, he didn't, honey, because they were beginning the story, and then they just didn't know how to stretch it. They stretched it as far as they could, and then it was the revelation, and then we went. It was too long. Like, to me, that the whole thing, that was too long. Then you have, you know, Michael's girlfriend, whoever means not say her name because, no offense to the actress. That's another situation. Is that General Hospital, sometimes you got to cut your losses. Just saying. We can easily push her off the pier. Just real quick. Nobody will know. Like, really just go really fast and push her. But, like, you just don't. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. With General Hospital, like I said, even with this storyline that's happening now, all right, you brought Kim. I'm glad Tams is back. But let's peel it back. What is she going to do after this reveal? What is her role going to be? What is going to be, you know, the role of everybody still in the circle? You know, obviously, you know, we're going to still get the trio, Sonny, Carly, and whoever, you know, Jason, whoever that may be.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have the outsider, Drew. And then you're going to have Sam. And it's just too, you already can, as a General Hospital fan, if you've been watching for a very long time, you already know what the story's going to be. That's the thing. Unless they shake it up. And I said this. I said, okay, what if now they make Steve Burton Drew? And they make Billy Miller Jason?
Oh God.
Oh no, because
We were
I
just
went
on
there.
there,
I went there with so many people because I said, here's the thing. Do you want, so many people, and I remember this back in 2001, the Bob Guza, Charles Pratt, Jill Phelps era. Lord, I survived it. Everybody said they did not want the whole General Hospital turned into General Mobster. That's when Sonny, Carly, Jason, Courtney ran the show. And if anybody remembers, the ratings kind of tanked a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a notch. A little bit. And now, fast forward, you're getting, Carly, Sonny, Steve Burton. Okay, the trio is back. The magic is back. But really, is the magic back? Because if Steve is going to be Jason, you know the story. You know that Sonny and Jason are going to rule the world. You know Carly's going to be all up in Jason's business. You know that Jason's going to try to, okay, flip the script. What if Steve Burton was Drew? The world wouldn't end, folks. The only difference is, and I say this all the time, and people be like, Candace, the only thing that's changed is the name. Everything that Jason,
everything
the
as
Robin,
they were, except there.
Right, yeah, everything. The only thing is the name and the fact that he has to adjust not being called Jason, and that the real Jason is now a magazine mogul, a.k.a. like Billy Abbott was when Young and the Restless. Funny.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's playing Billy Abbott. Oh, God. But the thing is that's the only, that story.
Nina Reeves is a poorly written Phyllis.
There you go. She still got the red hair, so, there's story there if they go there. To me personally, I said this, Steve Burton wouldn't have came back to General Hospital unless there was a challenging storyline for him to test and challenge his acting. And same thing for Billy Miller. A lot of people, I'm going to say this, a lot of people who remember him from All My Children and Young and the Restless can testify and say, yes, he can act. Sadly, with General Hospital, the beginning part of Billy Miller was Steve Burton. Like, they were trying to write him as Steve Burton, okay, playing Jason Morgan. And now people are starting to see that Billy Miller can actually act. They don't call him, instead of looking at the wall waiting for the paint to dry, he is performing. He is giving you why he's a three-time Emmy Award winner. Right. He wants that freaking Emmy. Get that Emmy, baby.
Candace, we have to get ready to wrap up in a few minutes, honey. Okay. I'm sorry to cut you off, but we're running out of fuel.
Oh, it's okay. I like to talk about soap, so obviously y'all know that.
I do. I hope you come back. I hope you come back.
Oh, gosh, please do. You've been a real treat tonight.
Yeah, you are a treat. Thank you so much for stopping in.
No problem. You guys have a good night.
You too, Candace.
Bye.
Okay, that was good, wasn't it, Case?
Oh, yeah, and it was
amazing
to have. I love me some Candace, and if she's still listening, Candace, please call back on our next show. Please, please, please.
Okay, well, what's your best of Y&R right now? Past 2 weeks.
I'm loving Dina's Alzheimer's. I think it's a beautifully told story. Marla Adams is acting her ass off, and Marla Adams, if she submits herself for an Emmy, she better win. That's all I can say. So
I do. I cried on this episode, Sir Case, a lot.
Yeah, I do.
I cried in this one.
Yeah, Marla
it's so
Adams
heartbreaking.
is reminding me a lot of what my great-grandmother went through, where she didn't know who she was. She didn't know who we were. She got us confused. It's really making me cry. Such a beautifully written story, such a beautifully acted story. I mean, honestly, it's like Days and Wind are the soaps I'm rushing to watch. They're just great shows right now.
They are. They are doing well. And that, for me, Dina's story alone is really kicking some butt.
It is.
Yeah, it is. Nick and Chelsea's is going to get a little more spicy if you tune in because, okay, tune in the next couple days.
I will.
I think at least
I
tomorrow.
always love me some wine.
Tomorrow or Monday. Victor's got a surprise, but I can't go on. I just read it, but I'm not going to give it.
Ooh, leave.
He's not done with Nicholas yet.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now too.
We can't say.
Nope. Not gonna give it.
Yeah.
Not gonna give it away.
Nope. What do they say? Take a lock, right?
There you go.
There you go. So, Case, how's it feel just the guys tonight in Candace?
It was a good show. It felt great. Loved having Candace on. Always a pleasure to hang out on this show and discuss the genre. But I missed our girls. Tonight. I hope Belinda feels better. Yeah, I missed our girls. CAROLYN, of course, and I hope we all get back together soon. Each and every one of us. The whole gang.
And tune in on our December 14th episode for our Christmas episode. Well, it's not fully Christmas. I told Pam that I wanted a Christmas episode because I wanted to spike CAROLYN and Belinda's eggnog. But
I'm sure Belinda and CAROLYN would love some spiked eggnog. I'll be probably drinking some. No, I'm kidding.
So if you're listening out there, viewers, think back to your best Christmas story on the soaps that you've ever seen, and we want you to call in on our next show. And, Case, what's your final message to the fans before I...
So follow me on Twitter at CASEYHUTCH99 and head over to Daytime Indulgence, my soap opera news website, to listen to an exclusive interview with Sean Kanan, who you may know as Deacon Sharp or AJ Quartermain, and my interview with the lovely Leslie Ann Down, who played Jackie Maroney on The Bold and the Beautiful. That will be posted on my website tomorrow. So go over, listen to those interviews, grab a snack, relax, and listen to what our favorite daytime stars have to say. And, of course, watch the soaps, and I love all of our listeners.
That's very good, Case. Thank you for joining me tonight. And
thank you for having me, as always.
Coming at the helm. Coming to be at the helm with me.
Oh, well, I loved it. I had a great...
I'm glad you did. Special shout out to Michael Thomas, who was able to make it in. And guys, yeah. And we'll see you on December 14th, everybody. So have a great night.
Great night. Bye.
Good night, everybody. Good night, Case. Thank you again.
Good night, David. And good night, everyone.
Get connected with Take Two Radio on Facebook or Twitter at Take Two Radio. For email updates on future shows, follow at Blog Talk Radio. For previous episodes, upcoming guests, and more, visit TakeTwoRadio.com.